This is Derek Gant on the 24K Life on Vibe106.com. We're here today, August 2nd, Sunday, wishing all of our August babies happy birthday. You know, you are lucky to be alive. Each and every one of us woke up this morning and we were happy to be here. I'm happy that you're here. Happy that you're on the show. Listen, we got a cracked out show for you today. I'm talking about some real deep diving on what you can do, how you can do it, and how to make the most of it to get your 24K life. I'm Derek Gant. Let's get at it. You're listening to the 24K Life on Vibe106.com, the home of R&B, old school, new school, Motown, hip-hop, 90s, 80s, and more. Simply the best music 24/7. We are in the study of the Vibe House where we talk real life, real money, and being your best self. I'm your host, Derek Gant, and every Sunday, I'm here to help you think bigger, work smarter, and become unstoppable. You know why? Because around here, we don't chase mediocrity. We dominate and walk in our divinity. This show is about living your 24K life, mastering your mind, money, body, and soul to live boldly and unapologetically at your highest level. Are you ready? Let's lock in. So I got a big idea for you today. And my big idea is that you are being taken advantage of. And I'll tell you, I came by this on accident. I was surfing the internet, which, I don't know, I do maybe once a day, once every other day, and came across this topic called surveillance pricing. Surveillance pricing. Have you heard of surveillance pricing? Hey, if you are on the radio, you can hit us up at 419-972-1922 to participate in the show. Text us. Let us know if you ever heard of surveillance pricing. It's a really interesting concept that basically means you're being ripped off. And I'm going to walk you through it today because you need to know what is going on behind your back, honestly, in front of your face. And you need to make a decision. Are you going to participate or not? Are you going to give your money, your resources, your power away or not? I know I'm not have any intention on giving anything away because they've already taken everything else. They don't need me to give them anything more than what they've already taken.
78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Even high earners, over 60%, have under $1,000 saved. But a new money move is making way. Welcome to the 24K Life, created by financial performance coach Derek Gant. The 24K Life is where high achievers master their money, sharpen their mindset, building unshakable confidence and growth. If you're done with the survival mind and are ready to thrive, visit 24klife.org. The 24K Life, do your best. Get the best, leave nothing to chance.
When we come back, we're going to talk about the hidden economy of your data, how they're stealing it, how they're using it to learn you, to price you, and to profit from you.
Everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. Everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. I wake up with peace and something on my chest. I don't chase the world, I just move how I'm led. I trust every step even when I can't see it. I know what is mine is already with me. Yeah, I pour into me like I'm sacred and whole. I honor my body, my mind, and my soul. I speak life in silence, I bloom in the dark. I follow the rhythm that lives in my heart. I don't rush the time, I don't question flow. Wasn't meant to find me, already knows everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. I release control, let it go, let it hold me. I am safe, I am sure I am right where I go to. Everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. Everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. I don't force a thing, I receive what is for me. I am light, I am love, I am all that I belong to. Everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. I move with intention, I speak what I need. I water my spirit, I plant every seed. I trust every no, I embrace every yes. I know every lesson is shaping my best. I let go of worry, it don't live in me. I'm choosing abundance, I'm choosing to be aligned with my purpose. I walk in my grace, I'm held in the love that will never be replaced. I know God is guiding each breath that I take, so I soften my hands, I don't have to chase. I don't rush the time, I don't question the flow. It's meant to find me, already know. Everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. I release control, let it go. Let it hold me. I am safe, I am sure I am right where I go to. Everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. Everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. And for something I receive, what is for me? I am all that I flow through. Everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. Always been nice, and everything is working out exactly. Everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. Everything is working out exactly like it's supposed to. I trust it, I feel it, I know it, I'm living it.
You know, this is a different day and age, and we all have to be ready. The 24K Live Show, Sundays at 2 o'clock on Vibe106.com. Tap in, level up, be the goal. So let's talk about what's popping off here. So companies, as you know, are following an algorithm, and the social media companies are making these algorithms so that the longer you stay on their page, the more data they can collect about you. And then they in turn sell that data to corporations like, car companies and battery companies and radio companies and headphone companies and Amazon. They sell your information so you can be solicited a lot easier. So that's something we've all known about. We know that they're listening. Your devices are picking up everything that you're saying. If you mention something in the course of the day, like I need to get some ant spray, man, you're going to start seeing all sorts of ant sprays and other sprays for animals and pests. And it's just they're listening. We already know this. But maybe, just maybe, what you don't know is how they are making money off of this. Hey, listen, this segment is brought to you by Amin Poet Production Company. When sound is all you have, reach out to Amin Poet Productions. It's AMINPOET.com, AminPoet.com. So these companies are doing something called surveillance pricing. Now, the easiest way for me to describe it, to explain it, to share this information with you is the TV commercial Trivago. Have you ever seen the TV commercial Trivago? Well, on this commercial, they got this dude with a bad set of teeth. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. They have this dude on there, and he's talking to another dude, and they're at the bar and they're having a drink, and the guy's like, yeah, are you enjoying your time? Yeah. It's like, man, this is such a great hotel for a great price. And the guy says, well, what did you pay? And the guy says, hey, well, I paid $120. And the other guy's looking at him like he's ridiculous, and he's saying, no way, you paid 120. I paid 185. And so, of course, they look at each other, him and this other guy, and go, oh, he didn't use Trivago. So Trivago, and it overlays the problem, is a company that will give you different rates for the same hotel room, the same date, the same day, the same time, and you can get two different pricing. And you might think, well, how is that possible? It's because of what I'm sharing with you today. It's called surveillance pricing. And what they're suggesting extremely strongly, that companies like Uber and a multitude of other companies will price their online product, because of course they can't do this in person, right? You can't do it in person. But if you're online and you are buying something, it will price what they're going to deliver to you based on a set of algorithmic parameters based on your shopping. If you put in, I need a hotel tomorrow, because you have some emergency and you need to go somewhere and stay somewhere, it's going to give you a much higher price for the same room as if you would have booked that room 2 weeks ago, because of your demand, because of your urgency. This goes on and on. So depending on where you are, who you are, and what your spending patterns are, if you put something in your grocery cart, and I'm talking about your online grocery cart, you put something in your grocery cart and you buy it immediately, that tells them about who you are. If you put something in your grocery cart, like I do, and it's been sitting in there for 4 months, that also tells them something. So what they tend to do, and I was told this recently, because I'm not a big online shopper or shopper period, is that when you put something in your grocery cart, for some companies, they will begin to alert you when that item goes on sale, if it's just sitting in your cart. And they give you the parameters, they give you the inducement to make that purchase, because they know that that information is sitting in your cart. So they are monitoring your shopping cart. They're monitoring your spending habits. They're monitoring your urgency. So what happens is that, like this Trivago thing, you have to figure out if you're being surveilled, and trust and believe we all are being surveilled, what your profile really is, and most importantly, how can you change it, or how can you use this to your benefit? Let me give you an example about Uber. So Uber, when they first came out, was one of their practices. You could order a ride and it'll give you a lowball price. If you select the lowball price right away, then the next time they're going to give you even lower price. And you think, this is great. This is really good. They're making sure I'm saving money. Nope. What they're doing is they are not just lowballing you, they are also lowballing the driver. So when the driver gets a notification that a potential ride is available, somebody needs to be picked up, it gives them the time, the place, the distance, i.e. the mileage, and it gives them the price. So it lowers their price as well. So now they're making less money and you're paying a little bit less money. But not only are they doing that, they're also saying, okay, well, this person is a last minute preparer. So when you least expect it, they can raise your rates. And all of a sudden, your Uber rates are starting to go up because they know your Uber patterns. Like, I use Uber only when I travel. So we're talking 2-3 times a year. You're using Uber every day. You're going to pay more for the exact same trip. And so what you can do, if you think I'm lying, is you can go online and you can find a store, like one of the hotels or something. And you can say, hey, Mom, I want you to, on the same day, pretty much the same time, I want you to reserve a king size room in this particular hotel on this date. And you do the same thing, and you have your cousin do it, and your brother do it, and you have 3 or 4 people do it. You're going to get 3 prices. You're going to get 3 different prices because everybody is profiled based on their spending, based on what they think you can afford, which is also based on your spending profile. Are you buying expensive stuff? Because the more money you spend, the more they're going to help you spend it. And all this stems, and we're going to get back deeper into this, but all this stems from your financial identity. And you have to understand that we all have a financial identity. And when you are being watched, they are using that as a weapon against you. There's just no question that they're using it against you. So you might be thinking about this and you go, well, what data exactly is being used? Well, your browsing history, your purchasing history, your location, the device that you're using, right? Are you in a hurry and you're on your mobile phone? Income indicators, i.e., what are you spending? How much have you spent so far with this company? Loyalty program participation, shopping frequency, search behavior, time of day, and third-party data brokers. And we're going to talk about those third-party data brokers a little bit later. But that's what they're using. They're using all of your online activity against you. And instead of assigning one price to everyone for one product, the algorithm is figuring out, well, what will Derek pay for this, right? We think he's going to pay this. And then when they figure out that Derek will walk away, they start showing you other items that are similar at a better price. There's always a better price. So let me explain what pricing used to be. So pricing used to be dynamic, okay? And that simply means prices were to change only because of supply and demand, how much inventory, how much time, and how much competition. You know, that would be airline tickets, right? So how many days before you're going to schedule, concert tickets, hotel tickets. So when you do dynamic pricing, you're really making sure that everybody's on the same playing field and you're just pricing based on supply and demand, based on availability of inventory. So when you're online, you want to know why there's always something on sale. Something's always last minute going off sale, and you've got to act now or you're never going to get this item ever again in the rest of your life. It's because of what they're pressuring you to do, saying that there's low demand, there's high demand, there's low inventory, and time is coming to an end. And people buy into it all the time. And so we want to know, you need to know, I know I want to know every time I talk to someone that's looking for some financial help. Well, what exactly is your financial identity? And our financial identities range from the drifter. And the drifter is someone who doesn't look at their bank account. They don't look at how much money they have. They want something, they buy it. They just try to figure it out and they just get by. That's the drifter. Usually, you're talking about brand new people. And I mean brand new, like they just got their first job, just graduated college, just graduated high school. They got their first job. They don't know what's going on. They're not paying attention. And now, don't get me wrong, I do have senior adult clients. When I say senior, I mean over 40 years old, that are drifters. They know they get paid, they put some money in their pocket, they spend it till it's gone, right? They hopefully make sure that they have enough money for the car and the house and the insurance, but not necessarily. We were talking, and we as my little group and I were talking about the number of people who are rolling on the streets. They're not smoking Indo, they don't have car insurance. The number of people rolling on the streets without car insurance, and how scary that is, and how we have misaligned our priorities. So I want you to be wealthy. So here's the deal. I'm talking to Henry. Henry, are you out there? I'm talking to Henry. I'm also talking to Harrietta. Who's Henry and Harrietta? They are high earners, not rich yet. Henry, high income earners, high earners, not rich yet. I'm talking to you because you need to do better. You need to know better, and you need to understand that this deck is stacked, and it's not stacked in your favor. I'm not here preaching doom and gloom. I'm here to help you figure out how to rearrange your mindset. Because if you think that I'm lying, or you think that I'm exaggerating, or you think that there really isn't this issue and we shouldn't be worried about these things, what I want you to do is I want you to go to YouTube and I want you to Google or to YouTube search high income earners living check to check, paycheck to paycheck. High income earners. And you might say, well, Derek, well, what's a high income earner, bruh? And I'm going to tell you a high income earner is anybody making over $100,000, right? And that's not really high, to be honest. Really high or average high is a family making $200,000 or more a year. So high income earners or high earners, Henry, high earners, not rich yet. I'm talking to you because you're not rich yet because of your financial identity. You've identified yourself as a drifter, as a stabilizer. Stabilizers are people who get their bills paid and that's it. They don't have anything extra. They're not saving any money. They're not making any progress. They're not building anything. They are staying even because the spending, if you're a high income earner, is not in alignment. And we need to get you in alignment. And you want to know, where's that window, Malachi 3:16, where the blessings of the Lord pour out more abundantly than I can imagine? Well, you're pouring yourself with Amazon. You're pouring yourself with TikTok buys and purchases. And you're not managing and strategically positioning yourself to get everything. Because trust and believe, you can have it all if you align yourself properly, doing things in the right order. There is an order to being wealthy. There's an order to being fit. There's an order to having a great relationship. And it starts with your mindset. And I know you don't want to hear that. I know most people think that their head's screwed on right. But let me tell you, if you're not happy with the results of your life and you're over 35, if you're not happy, I mean, let's be honest, over 30, my son just turned 30. If you're not happy, I'll give you 35. If you're not happy with the results of your life and you're over 35, then you need to look in the mirror and take some radical ownership. Now, you don't look in the mirror and point fingers at yourself. You look in the mirror and say, bro, we should be so much further ahead given all of the blessings that we have. Because I can tell you this much, when I look in the mirror, I say, oh my God, God is good. He knew what he was doing. 6'3", chocolate, kind, considerate. What? If you don't talk yourself into a higher version of yourself, I'm not sure who will. If you don't love you enough to talk good about yourself, I don't know. But here's the deal. You're looking in the mirror and you're saying, look, as good as God is and all the great work that he's done on me, I should have and be and do more. And how come that's not happening? How come I'm not in shape, given all of the information that we have about getting in shape? How come I'm not having more ease? How come I have more stress? I was listening to a lady today who said, and this is one of those videos that you can go search that I told you about. High earners, or $300,000 living paycheck to paycheck. You can Google that. Several YouTube videos are going to come up. This is not an isolated incident. This is not one person making poor decisions. This is the way the system is structured to keep us down and out. And they want you down and out because they know without a shadow of a doubt you're a good person and that you're going to get up, pick yourself up, and go to work on Monday. And that's what they want. They want you buying and working. They want you buying and working. Notice I didn't say savings. Notice I didn't say investing. We had them disapprove a video that we put out that the title of the video was, you make $100,000 and you're still broke. That was the title of the video. And we didn't say anything about, any magic cures. We simply were pointing out an issue, a problem, and the fact that just like on this radio show, that if you take the bull by the horns, you can fix it, you can turn it around. So we were promoting ideas of prosperity, of self-control, and they disapproved it for promotion. I mean, it's hilarious. They don't want you knowing that this is within your control. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to suffer. Hey, listen, if you want to participate in the show, right? Text us on the YouTube or Facebook channel. You can text us right there. We'll get it. We'll respond. Or you can text the show if you're in Radio Land, 419-972-1922. This is Derek Gant on the Vibe 106.com and the Derek Gant 24K station. I'll be right back.
I was broken, spirit, now I walk in light. Hook in my left hand, peace in my right. Didn't chase the blocks, I chased the world. Now my feet stay steady even when it hurts. I learned slow game, be fast, right. Play good seed, let the Lord provide. Clean hands, clear mind, I don't need to show. Heaven in my steps, watch the favor grow. He ordered my steps, made my table full. I say yes, yes, yes. Now I live by the rule. 24K life, 24K life. God's favor on me shining so bright. Golden mindset, I keep it right. Abundance on me, 24K life, 24K life, 24K life. Faith over fear, I sleep at night. I obey, He blessed, that's the drive. 24K life, 24K. I count my wins in wisdom, nothing changed. Not about what I wear, but the change in my veins. Discipline with them, I rise on time. Prayer on my tongue and a plan in my mind. I don't need a flex, but the world calls free. I'm free in my soul and the rest follow me. Bills get handled, doors swing wide. When I walk in purpose, great stage to ride. He ordered my steps, made my table full. I say yes, 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 yes. Now I live by the rules. 24K life, 24K life. God's favor on me shining so bright. Golden mindset, I keep it right. Abundance on me, 24K life, 24K life, 24K life. Faith over fear, I sleep at night. I obey, He blessed, that's the drive. 24K life, 24K life. Not from the streets, but from the throne. Built on the rock, I stand alone. Every closed door was a holy guide. Now I move with heaven on my side. 24K life, God's favor on me shining so bright. Golden mindset, I keep it right. Abundance on me, 24K life, 24K life, 24K life. Faith over fear, I sleep at night. I obey, He blessed, that's the drive. 24K life, 24K life.
That is Easy on the Tracks, 24K Live by yours truly. I love every inch of it, baby.
So everybody's been asking me, how can I do this? How can I stay at such a luxurious hotel in North Beach, Miami called The Sherry? I can do it because of my friend Derek, because I applied the smart money principles that he displayed for us all. Listen, check him out.
You need to watch this if you struggle with feeling stuck in life. I'll show you how to get the best version of yourself with the 24K Life Code. The 24K Life Code by Derek Gant isn't just a book, it's your blueprint to extraordinary living. Imagine understanding yourself so deeply that your goals, strengths, and passions become crystal clear. That's the power of. But knowing isn't enough. The next step? It's about turning those insights into deliberate moves that lead you to success. And guess what? It's not as hard as you think. Now let's talk mindset and replaces limiting beliefs with a focus on growth and prosperity. It's about seeing opportunities, not obstacles. Finally, we have. Align your daily activities with your true values and watch your life transform. The 24K Life Code is your map to financial stability and a life filled with purpose and abundance. Ready to live unapologetically and authentically? Your greatness awaits.
Your greatness has been waiting on your hind parts. What you waiting on? Why are you still playing? You need to get in the game. right? The money game. Get in this game. Like, let me tell you something. If you think that I'm stuck on money, you're right. But I'm stuck on it because it's what God coded me to do. He coded me to help you figure out how you can live a better financial life and how to make sure that everything that you need and want is available to you. It's all right in front of you if you just take radical ownership. So I don't know why you're not in the game. I don't know why you refuse to play the game and play it to win. We're so stuck, and somebody can explain it to me. Please do. Hey, hit me up on the show, 419-972-1922. But we're so stuck on our history. Like, where do we come from? What was our ranking in history? Let's just all agree that we were the first. We were here first, everywhere. In America, in Europe. I read something today about black Vikings, about in Germany, how there were blacks there, and the royal family changed their name because the original were Pickneys, and they were royal blacks. So let's just agree that all that's true. And let's move on, because if you get stuck looking backwards, it's not going to do anything but cause you to hesitate, right? I know history is important. I know it's important, but we spend so much time thinking about where we used to be and what used to. Let's spend all that exact same time figuring out how to demand, how to command, how to take what's ours today. What can I do today to make my life better tomorrow? What can I do today to make my life better today? One of the really cool things that I come up with every time I meet with a new client, is they come in and they're making great money and they got debts and they don't have any money, right? They make great money. They just don't have any money because they're spending it, or they make poor decisions on cars and homes. Hey, I've been there. I've done the same thing. I'm not judging. What I am doing is taking radical ownership and saying, not again, not again. I'm going to keep more of what I make as I move forward. I'm not going to make the same mistakes that I made when I was younger. I hope that's you too, because you don't have to live in this cycle of quiet desperation, always struggling, not really knowing if you're going to get ahead, when you're going to get ahead, but in your gut, in your heart of hearts, on your inside man, that you should be ahead, that you should be farther along, that you shouldn't be as dependent on them for anything. We make enough money and we spend enough money that we can have our own health care if we wanted to. We could have our own healthcare networks. We have enough doctors, physicians, nurses. And remember, I was talking to you earlier. I'm going to kind of slide backwards a little bit. For those of you that are just joining the show, we've been talking about surveillance pricing. And surveillance pricing is when the computer algorithms, the AI pricing marketing people of the world, are paying attention to what you buy, when you buy it, where you buy it from, what your browsing history is, how many times have you looked at it, how many different angles can they send it to you, what is your purchase history, your shopping frequency, your search behavior, what time of day are you up at night scrolling, looking for things to buy because you can't sleep, wasting your money when you should be resting up to get up to make even more of an impact, a value statement at work, in your career, in your job, in your placement. You're up scrolling, putting things in your cart that you probably are going to buy, that you probably don't need. I'm just saying, if you want to get ahead, we have to start somewhere. And where it starts is taking radical ownership. So today we're talking about surveillance pricing. That's when the marketplace gives everybody a different price, right? And maybe every socioeconomic person, I tell you what, the poorer you are, the more they're charging you. If you live in rural areas, they're charging you more. And it's not for gasoline to get it there. It's not. I promise you, they are getting out of you what they can get. Let me give you an example. So this company, and this works both ways. This works for buying things, but it also works for wages. So there's this study that was done on this group of nurses. And these nurses were not online, but they were on call, or what are they called? I got clients that do this. They're called I can't think about it, but let's just call them on demand. Okay. And so contract nursing. And so what they would do is when they wanted to market and pick nurses, they would find the ones with the highest amount of debt on their credit report. Listen to me very carefully how devious this is. They would find the nurses with the highest level of debt, meaning they had the highest level of income need, right? And they would offer them the jobs first at a significantly reduced amount compared to what they were willing to pay. So they're like, hey, I know this chick needs some money. I know this guy, this male nurse needs some money. I know that they're hurting. Well, let me offer them this job, even though it's below market income, below market wages, below market offer. And of course, when somebody presents you with an opportunity when you don't have an opportunity and you need an opportunity, you're going to jump at it. You're going to worry about tomorrow. And I'm not blaming the nurses. I'm blaming the companies that are taking advantage of these algorithms and this access to information. If you want to know what it's called, what I just referenced is called algorithmic wage discrimination. Algorithmic wage discrimination. We've already talked about surveillance pricing, which is pricing discrimination based on where you live. Now, one of the things that we have to be aware of is that it costs significantly more to live in California, in New York, or Chicago than it does in Cleveland or Toledo, Ohio, okay, or in Kansas or Iowa. It costs significantly less, significantly more to live in Georgia. And plus, it takes you longer to get everywhere, meaning you're spending more time, you're spending more money, you're spending more resources. Your kid has to stay in daycare longer. So what are we really talking about? We're saying, listen very carefully. On the other side of everything that I've named today is the fact that the individuals with larger emergency funds don't feel the same pressure as the people that we've been talking about. We're talking about Henry and Henrietta. And for those of you that are just joining us, Henry and his girl Henrietta are acronyms for high earners, not rich yet. Henry, high earners, not rich yet. Because you're making the money, but where's it going? You don't know. It's called an identity tax. That's where it's going. It's an identity tax. And that identity tax is you have an identity of being the provider in your family. You have the identity of making great money and working hard. You have the identity of supplying everybody's needs. And so you're continuously living up to that identity. And that identity does not afford you the ability to get ahead. You need a different financial identity. I don't know what else to tell you, because the reason why we don't start with budgets, the reason why we don't start with planning and strategy is because you cannot outwork a bad identity. If you are a known spender, if you are a known Jones fixator, you're going to continue to do that. And until you change that financial identity and you change your identity and say, hey, I'm a big baller. I take my money and make my money work for me. I don't just get up and go to work. When I get up to go to work and I do a great job, I get pay raises, I get bonuses. But when I go to bed, man, those pay raises and bonuses are working for me in investment properties, in less debt. But those dollars are working on my behalf to better my financial position. That's the financial identity we need to be moving towards, because even the stabilizer identity isn't enough. You're just stable. When you are stable, that means you are even. You're not underwater and you're not over water. You're not getting ahead, right? And I tell my clients all the time, listen very carefully. If you can stand in a pool and the water is over your ears, and you got to keep tilting your head up to breathe, you're practically underwater. It's not comfortable. It's not sustainable. So basically, you are another debt jumping in the pool to drowning. But if I can get you to the point, if you can get you to the point, if we can get you to the point to where that water is waist high, man, you can play volleyball in the pool. You can have lunch in the pool. You can drink margaritas in the pool. You can play with your kids in the pool. You can do everything you want to do when the water's waist high. And then we can continue to have that water dip down. But you can do whatever you need to do. You're not as stressed as if it's up around your ears. And when it's around your ears, you can't see right. You can't hear right. You can't do right. You can't think right. So Henrietta, we got to get this money right. We got to get our priorities right. We got to get our identity to lock in with whom we know we should become. And I tell you every week, you are called and coded. That means that everything that you need is already inside of you. My job is to give you these roadblocks. My job is to say, hey, listen, do you understand that this algorithmic wage discrimination thing really is happening? So if you're an entrepreneur, you need to understand how to combat that. Or maybe you should be using it against others, huh? If they're using it against you, maybe you should be using it against them, because they love privilege. They love privilege. And if you price something so high that it appears to be of immense value that only the privileged can get, they're going to buy it. They're going to buy it. I promise you. And here's the kicker. You don't need 1 million customers at that point. You only need a few great customers, repeat business, when you're providing those type of things. So I'm sharing this with you because every dollar has a duty, and you have a responsibility to get as many of those dollars working for you as possible. That's where we're going with this game. If you're going to be in the money game, you might as well get a helmet, you might as well get a ball, and you might as well lace them up so that you can play the game at a much higher level.
Every favor on me now, every step got purpose in it. Walk through the fire, came back refined. Whole life got courage in it. Fresh off the road with a heart, restored to the spirit emerging in it. Pain on my chest, started losing the spirit when I prayed with an earnest spirit. Covered in peace, moving with ease when I was certain. Now when the storm try to rise, I stand, ain't nothing I'm nervous with. Used to be lost with a hole in my soul, couldn't find no purpose in it. Got to my life, go hope in my walk, now watch how I flourish. Heaven favor on me, I'm moving correct. Grace got me covered from loss and regrets. Walked through the valley with nothing but steps. God put me back when I fell in the depths. Storm tried to hit, but his love don't bend. Reached in my chest when the pressure extended. Lifted me up when I broke in the end. Now I go harder cause he made me win. Favor on me, walking the steps. Grace on my neck, feel it protect. Fresh out the road, barely get rest. Pray through the month, blessings collect. Water on my chest, armor the best. God clean my spirit, cover the mess. He gave me peace, I know the rest. Count on the mercy, watch how it stretch. Glory gon' shine, light through the stress. Walk with the king, I'm truly blessed. Came from the valley with hurt in my heart. He pulled me up, strengthened my steps. Walking with truth, no need for finesse. Wisdom and faith, tools I invest. He took the pain and turned it to growth. Now I stand tall.
That is easy on the tracks. It's Heaven's Favor. Listen, we all need a little Heaven's Favor. I know I do. Listen, if you are wanting to participate in the show, hit us up, 419-972-1922. We'll take good care of you.
You know, one of the biggest questions I get asked is that, what does a life coach actually do? And I say, you know what? I'm not really sure, but I can tell you what I do. And I am your guide back to your authentic selves. But I meet you where you are right now in your healing journey. We start from today. We don't have to go back, but sometimes going back happens to bubble up in the forefront as we are present and doing our work to heal. And so when you're ready to lean into that knowing, give me a call. Come join Coach Dawn in this process. I'll send you the information and we can get started as soon as you're ready.
Are ready for a life coach, ready to turn it up? Check her out, joincoachdawn.com. She'll be happy to help you out. You can also go to her website, but hey, hit her up. She'll be happy to help you figure out how to level up your mindset so that you can come back to me and get that money mindset right. And you know what? You're going to be a complete powerhouse at that point. Today, we are talking about on Vibe106.com, the 24K Life Show. We are talking about how corporations are ripping off your personal data to weaponize against you so that they can charge you more for the things you want the most. They're feeding on your desperation. They're feeding on your urgency. They are feeding on your lack of preparation. We've been talking about it all show, so we're not going to go back over it. I just wanted to give you a brief update for those of you that are just joining us. Welcome to the Vibe106.com. I'm going to give you the solution. Like, what are some things that you can do? Because trust and believe, life is about the law of action. See, everybody wants you to believe that you gotta follow the secret. You gotta know the law of attraction. What they don't tell you is that faith without works is dead. So you can believe in attraction all you want to. If you put your hands in your pocket and your butt on the seat, nothing's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But if you get up and you start to engage, you know, we talk about a young man that's in our circle that we really like. He's super smart, engineer type cat, and just graduated school a few years ago. And he's paralyzed with inaction. He won't go out to the gym. He won't go meet people at a coffee shop. He won't, he's just paralyzed with inaction. And I want you to know that it's that little step that you take. And I'm going to give you a few steps that you can take today to improve your financial position. Because if you're Henry or Henrietta, and for those of you that don't know, Henry is an acronym for high earners, not rich yet. Henry, high earners, not rich yet. If you're Henrietta, same difference, you're just a lady. But if that's you, I'm going to give you a few steps because you're already making the money. We just got to fix the formula. We got to reframe your financial outlook, your financial identity. And I was telling you earlier that the people that are less desperate do better. They're harder to manipulate. When you go buy a house, and I know you've bought a house before, but when you go house shopping and you're with the realtor and you go in there and you are so giddy about the house that they're showing you, like you got to have it like now, the price isn't going to move. You can't negotiate when they know you want it. You got to be willing to walk away and have them go, well, what will it take for you to want our home? And you can begin to negotiate because you're less desperate. So financial independence is not only about building wealth. It's about reducing leverage, especially bad leverage that's outside the outside the system of your decisions. So that's credit cards, right? You don't have any opportunities or choices when you're hemmed up by credit card debt. The interest alone is more than your car payment. In a lot of scenarios that we look at, I mean, Henry and Henrietta are doing great. They're doing great on paper, but they're cash rich, or I should say income rich, and they are asset poor. And they're also focused on the wrong things. So we want to make sure that you know that every dollar saved increases your ability to choose rather than to react. And that really means this: your emergency funds matter. Having more than one stream of income, it matters. Also reducing your debt, financial literacy. And when I say financial literacy, if I were to ask you to call in or text into the show and tell me, what is the most important marker? What is the most important financial marker you should be focused on? And I'll guarantee you that everybody will get it wrong. I'll guarantee it. Now, if you're a financial professional, you should know this and don't answer, because you're going to make it bad for everybody else. But if you're not, tell me, what is the most important financial marker you should be focused on in your finances? I'm going to tell you at the end of the show. We're almost there. But listen, you negotiate, as I mentioned, in the housing market. You negotiate from strength. When you're going to buy a car, you negotiate from strength. If you go there and you're torn up, beat up jalopy that's falling apart and won't start every time you turn the key or push the button, they know they got you. You need it. You need this new car. You need some help, and they're going to push the price up. It's just what they do. They're not going to start taking it easy on you now. But here's what you can do. Here's something important that you can do. And you can do this like today. Why don't you go out and why don't you look up protecting my personal data? And you can't completely protect yourself and erase your digital footprint, like erase all your purchases and those type of things. But you can substantially reduce your footprint by hiring a service to kind of wipe your slate as clean as possible. And I did some homework for you, and some of the recommended services, not by me, some of the researched companies that will help you with this is Incogni, Incogni. And I don't get any compensation from Incogni or no benefits. There's no relationship there. But they automatically remove your request. You can tell them, listen, I need you to remove me from all these lists. They have ongoing monitoring, and they cover hundreds of data brokers. And those are the people that are using your information. It's like when you scan out at the grocery store, they're selling that information. When they ask you, are you a Kroger member? Are you a, Piggly Wiggly member? Can you put in your Cubs card number? That's so they can track you. So they can look at all of your purchases and get a profile on you. How often do you come to the store? Are you buying organic or are you buying the regular-ish? Are you buying sugary drinks? Like, what are you buying? And they're going to profile you, and they're going to sell that. Like, that the grocery store might not be able to benefit because you're in the store. You're going to pick up what you pick up. But what they can do is sell that information to someone else that's going to use the same information. Because guess what? If you're buying organic, you probably care about your health. You're probably going to be interested in some vitamin supplement ads that come on your telephone. It's so bad that I have a friend who owns Jersey Mike's. And when you come into their store, if you've locked into their system, right? If you give them their system approval, like you've been in there before and you connect to their Wi-Fi or whatever, they'll be able to pull up your birthday, wish you a happy birthday over the loudspeaker. They'll also know what your favorite song genre is, start playing some of your favorite tunes just to make you feel more comfortable. Because when you're more comfortable, you're going to come back. And not only more comfortable there, but you're going to bring people with you. And you're going to talk about how great the food was and how good the food is. And you're going to spend more money because this is the money game. So I told you about Incogni. There's also Delete Me. There's also Privacy Bee, B-E-E, Privacy Bee. You should be looking at these companies or some way. You can do it manually. It's going to take you forever to get it done because you don't even know who has your information. But when they do a scrub, which is what they do, you put your name in the system and it goes out on the internet and it searches for all of the data brokers who have your information, your phone number, your birth date, all that information, your address, and it will wipe it clean because you are removing your authorization from them to access your stored information. You can also, on your phone, when you download a new app, it asks you plain as day, can we track you? Allow this app to track you. I always say, no, I got enough people tracking me. I don't need this company tracking me as well. So additionally, you can also remove yourself from major search websites, some things about Google. You can freeze your credit on the credit bureaus for identity protection. So don't sleep on this problem. We know without a shadow of a doubt that people are so hemmed up that they're buying their food and their groceries on their credit card, and they're not able to meet the minimum credit card payments, which means that debt's growing at some exponential point every month for food. So now's the time. Let's take control. Let's take our power back. Let's identify the things that we need and want. Let's stop shopping with the Joneses because we don't make Joneses kind of money, or we don't have Joneses silver spoon, right? We don't have that magic money that exists in their community. We have to figure out how to continuously circle our money our way for our benefit. I'm Derek Gant. Be your best. Bring your best. Leave nothing to chance. Listen, we're going to play you another tune, but it's your turn. It's your season. It's always up to you to make your life as strong and as good as possible. I'm going to leave you in God's hands.
Hey, brother, Enemy thought he had us, didn't he?
Nah, he did.
Matter of fact, Nate, what was that one joint you was playing earlier? It was like... Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good just to be? Don't it feel good just to be, just to be, just to be in God's hands? Don't it feel good in God's hands? When that you're standing in God's hands. Living in promise that I prayed for, standing in the purpose that was made for. Just walking in the hands of the Lord. Give me more, give me more, give me more. You went undercover with your grace, detected how you found me in my shame, but you didn't give me over to my chain. You arrested me with love, and you sentenced me to change. Mugshot looking different, I'm amazed. You put me at the grave that you found me. If you had to run it back, you do it all again. Yeah. And I ain't stepping out, no, I'm locked in, and I ain't stressing out. Counted in his hands when they count me out. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good just to be? Don't it feel good just to be, just to be, just to be in God's hands? Don't it feel good in God's hands? When that you're standing in God's hands. I just might scream. God's got his hands on me. Ain't no sins on me. Knowing that I'm covered by the blood. Feel so clean like that. I'm a child, a provider. He's my Abba, my Father. I know that you're for me, yeah. I can go the distance when it's above the line. So just to know this kind of love, the way that you found me in the dark when I was lost, you brought me home. But it felt good.